Welcome to Mindset Monday. I hope you are having a most fabulous day so far, or I guess it's probably kind of late in the day, isn't it, for most people? I'm over here on the left edge of the world. So welcome. Hello. How are we? Say hello if you're in the chat. Abby, how are you? How have you been? Where have you been? Let's see who's here. Give us a hey, how are you in the chat if you're hey, how are you? Who do we got? Let me pull up my little chatty chat. Pull up the little chatty chat. Okay, say hello if you're in the chat. We got Leanne Roche. We got Dina. Hello, Dina. We got Ashley. We have Mohammed, Mimi. We got AG, Sarah Bell, Leanne. 2 Leannes in the house today. Oh, wait, let me refresh this one over here. I got to refresh this chat. I'll pop onto this one. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, no, I'm going to do this one because none of the chats are letting me go all the way back. Okay, here we go. Good thing I have 3 screens in front of me. Shantae, not 3 screens, 3 windows. Shantae, you stay. Yvette, hello. From Melbourne, hello. We got Guitar Bert, hello. Anna, Abby, Sebastian, Sharmetta, hello. We got Tiffany. Thanks, baby. Tiffany, we got Tam in the house. Thank you. Husband's telling my jewelry was tangled, so I didn't get to. We were trying to untangle my necklace. Katie Bunny, hello. My cat's name is Bunny. Michelle, I don't know if I saw you or said hi, but hi. Thank you. So, what is up? What is the good news? What are we celebrating? What have we manifested? Guitar Bert says, I have 3 screens in front and 1 behind me. I don't remember what comedian we were watching, but there was a comedian he was like joking about. Was it a comedian, babe? Oh, I forgot to turn my Wi-Fi off. No, I didn't. Wait. Yeah, it's off. Okay. My Ethernet cable is skipping. Why is that? Anyways, there was a comedian that was like, how many screens? We're looking at when I have my phone in front of me and the laptop's open and then the TV's on. He's like, how many screens can I get between me and the wall? So my husband and I are always talking about that. I have 3 screens between me and the wall right now. Danny, hi. Danny, it's coming up around your birthday. I mean, obviously, I know you're lucky Libra, but I remember this time of year being your birthday. So happy birthday time. Abby says, I manifested a date yesterday. Yay, congratulations. How fun. Leanne says, Tiffany was in my dream the other night. What happened? Tell me more. Abby, I love it. Says, I'm fine, just embodying the highest light form energy I can be. Yay, I love it. How do I rotate this thing? Hey, babe, remember when we rotated this thingy? We leaned it back a little bit. It had some lean back on it. Now it's got too much for this. Having a hard time reaching it. Thank you. Let's see what else. Sarah Bell says, I have an awesome webinar for animated screenwriting tonight. Ooh, how exciting. That's so fun. My husband is getting into animation. He started getting into animation during the whole chili thing because we started, first he was drawing the cartoon pages that were a part of the digital coloring book. And then he started just like fucking around with animating them. And then that turned into this whole new venture that he's looking into, which is animation. And he's always been an artist. He drew this tattoo for me when we were 23. We first barely started dating, and we're going to be 40 and I'm going to be 40 in a month and he's going to be 40 in 2 months. I'm 3 weeks older. So He's always drawn, and so it's really cool to see him getting to start animating and, taking his drawing to the next level, literally. If you're here, go ahead and give the chat a like, please. That'd be awesome. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Okay, what are we celebrating? Mimi said, or sorry, I read the wrong line. AG says celebrating putting in job applications, celebrating a restful day, celebrating new ideas. Yay, I love it. Love it. Danny, you're turning 30 this year. When is that? When is the birthday? Because I know it's soon. Congratulations. That's a big number. I'm turning 40 this year, so another decade, big year. Anna says, I manifested turbulence-free flights. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's a nice luxury. Oh my God, Dina, I love you. Says, can we talk about that horse though? Thank you, Dina. If you haven't seen my Instagram stories, go watch them now before they go away. Oh no, it's on the highlight reel. Why is my internet choppy when I have my Ethernet plugged in? I didn't forget today to turn the Wi-Fi off. Right? It's crossed out and it's choppy. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna have to roll with it. I shot with a horse yesterday. And first of all, it's my first time on a horse. I've never been on a horse in my life. I think I rode like a pony when I was a kid. We at like a little petting zoo, but that's about it. So I rode a horse yesterday. I filmed another scene for my music video. Actually, let me just tell the little story instead of just giving you bits and pieces of it. One second. So I filmed my music video for The Mountain last month, right? In August. I'm sure you remember all of that, right? I've been talking about it for a while. So I filmed that music video last month, and we ended up having to cut a scene that was going to be in the music video. There was going to be a scene with Malachi and my friend Zach that plays guitar on the song. And it just kind of like worked out that we didn't include that part. And so as I've been editing the video, it just felt like something was missing. And I've kind of been in a place where like I'm not done, but I almost feel like I'm at a stopping point. Like I can move forward and I could fill it in with the footage that I have, but it just felt like it was missing something. It was missing some sort of dynamic. And so I had this on my mind for like the last like few weeks or so. And then I in meditation, I saw myself on a horse, which again, I've never ridden a horse before. So I was like, okay, interesting. By the way, one of my ideal selves, which we're going to talk about embodying your ideal self and things like that today. One of my ideal selves, she's one of the billionaires. She was the first billionaire that came to me. She always, I don't know why, but she's always wearing like riding clothes, but like fashion ones. Like I'm like, she's all, the pants and the shirt, like kind of tucked in, like the loose flowy shirt and like the riding boots. And that's not really my style. Obviously I can Roxify anything, but I just always found it interesting that she was kind of always dressed that way. And so that's just a side note. That'll come back around later. But anyways, I saw myself on a horse. I was like, okay, interesting, fine, I'll go with it. And I started looking into like working with horses on set, which I know exists because of the movie Nope. If you guys have seen that movie Nope, that's what the family does, is their family, supplies the horses that are on California, like movie sets or whatever. So anyways, I knew that was the thing. So I started looking into horses that work on sets and things like that in LA. And I found a few sites, and then I found this one site that had a lot of horses. And originally in my vision, in my meditation, I saw myself on a gray and white spotted horse, which my video is, well, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but anyways, so I saw myself on the spotted gray horse, gray and white horse. And so that's what I was looking for originally. And I found a site that had one. But as I was looking through their horses, I saw this incredibly magnificent, just black beauty he looks like a stallion. I don't really know how to say Parisian. I don't know how to say it. But this horse was just magnificent and glorious, and I could not like stop. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I'm like, okay, let me just explore. What if the horse was black instead of gray, like a gray and white spotted? And so I started looking at through the horse, and they have like all the pictures and the videos that these horses have been in, and I came across a picture of the horse with Beyonce. So I was like, done. That's my horse. I'll take it. And so that was like maybe a week ago. And like for the last week, it's been on my mind, just like contact the horse people, contact the horse people. And so finally I did. Yeah, on Friday, I contacted them. And then Saturday, on Friday, she said, yeah, he's going to be here for 3 more days. He's going to Scottsdale. I said Phoenix in my story, but I got mixed up. He's going to Scottsdale or whatever for like 6 months. He's going to be there all spring till spring. And he's available for like 3 days if you want to do something. And I'm like, it's now or fucking never. It is shit or get off the pot time. So I was like, when is he available? And she's like, he's available Sunday after 3 p.m. I'm like, done. Let's just do it. And we booked this horse. I've never ridden a horse before. And I was just like, oh my God, am I going to get on a fucking horse? And not just any horse. This horse is like, he's 10 times the size of yours. If you watch TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. Like this horse was huge. And I was just like, just totally stepping out of my comfort zone. Also, if you don't know, I'm terrified of heights. That's my thing. Heights and bees. No thanks. Not my thing. Don't want to be near them. Don't want to have anything to do with them. They can just be over there by themselves, away from me. So, it's high up there being up on a thing, and it's like moving and stuff. So anyways, we had no time to think. It was just like act, act, act. Luckily, most of our gear is still kind of together from the music video. So we packed up our gear again. I got my outfits together again, and we drove out to the desert. It was a 2-hour drive yesterday, and went and shot with this horse. And it was just like just one of those moments of your life that, I know I'll never forget it. It was really powerful and fun and exciting, and I don't know, just expansive. And it's one of those things that sticks out in your mind of just like really following intuition and trusting yourself and going with it. And the shots we got are so beautiful. We haven't even really looked through anything. We just kind of looked at what we got on the phone, and just the phone shots are really amazing. So I don't know what's going to happen with the video now. It has a completely different feel and dynamic. So anyways, that's what happened. There's some behind the scenes stuff on my story right now. And I did put it in the story highlight, the Roxy behind the scenes highlight on my Instagram page if you're looking at this outside of real time or whatever. Anywho, so that's what I did yesterday. And I'm just like, I am so in a new space. I even like posted this weekend on my story, like I'm stepping into a new, did I say Frisian right? Yes. Thanks, Becky. Leanne says more BTS. Yeah. I know. I will share some more. I'm gonna make Michelle. I'm gonna make love you guys. I'm going to make a reel about it and stuff, and share more. But it's just, again, in one of those moments where you're like, life is coming. This is what I've asked for. Fucking nut up or shut up. You know what I mean? Like, get on the fucking horse. And even that moment was like that too, because we did a lot of shooting like with the horse, with me not on it. And then it was kind of like, we did a lot of that. What do we do now? And so I was like, should I ride it? And the guy's like, you want to ride it? Cool. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. And then he like calls Chris over. He's like, all right, put your foot in that thing. And I don't know if you saw, but I had like heels on. And I'm like, okay. And then as soon as I put my foot in, I was like, but wait, how do I get down? And he's like, get up. Because he had the horse like stabilized. And Chris just like shoved my butt up. And I'm like, ah. And then before I knew it, I was sitting on top of a horse, like 10 feet in the fucking air. And oh man, what an experience. Anyways, I'm just telling you all this because just when you ask to elevate, when you decide you're going to step into a new version, when you make the declaration to the universe, I'm ready to change, I'm ready for an up level. There's a new version of me coming through. I don't even know if I finished that thought earlier. This weekend I shared on my story that a new Roxy was emerging. I felt the energy of change. And I feel like that, and honestly, you can feel that every day. You can feel how in flow you are, and in flow in the direction of where you want to go. And you can really celebrate that and amplify it, and just being aware of what you're doing and the choices that you're making, the energy that you're operating with, and then allowing yourself to take risks and to do scary things and to do things that put you outside of your comfort zone, and to move fast and take action and trust that where you're being guided is exactly where you want to go. It's where you asked to go. And as Amanda Francis likes to say, I'm not sure if she coined this term. I think her friend might have, but either way, your desires are safe guidance. Your desires are safe guidance, meaning if you have the desire for something, if you have the I want that, it's because it's put into you through God or through the universe or through source. It's literally that love and light energy flowing through you, and it's letting you know that this is available to you. You can have this. You should have this. Don't you want this? It's right here for you. And so if you allow yourself to trust your desires and to move with them, to take leaps that are scary, to say, I'm going to get the horse that knows Beyonce. Oh my gosh. And just being, again, the person with the life you want to live, and not the person that wants to live that life. Anna says, huge update, just manifested the perfect store location for my boyfriend to take over as store manager. Yes, congratulations. You're so powerful. And I love, I know Anna and Shantae you guys are, because Shantae is right below you. Shantae is good at manifesting stuff for other people too. Shantae, you said you grew up with horses. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, and also the thing about it too is my best friend Emily, when I told her what I was like, I'm shooting with a motherfucking Beyonce horse tomorrow, bitch. When I told her about it, she and I didn't even know this, but when her dad passed away a few years ago, she was riding horses to heal, and she was using it as a therapy. And she said it was really therapeutic for her to do that and to connect with the horse and stuff. And then she said then it shut down during COVID, the place that she was going to. But just connecting in a different way to earth and to humanity, and to ourselves, and disconnecting from what's not real. And I think we get so caught up in the online world, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well. I have a business online. It's all I fucking do, right? So getting out of that, unplugging from this rat race that we do, of wanting to keep up and having this perfect image online, and all of the emotions that go into occupying online space, and getting back to humanity, getting back to earth, getting back to energy exchange. I want you to be thinking about everything that you do right now because you have to pay bills. Think about everything that you do because you have to make money. Not the stuff you want to do, the stuff that you do because you have to make money. I want you to think about all of those things, and imagine if you didn't have to do anything for money. It was just given to you as your divine right. And all of that time in your schedule was allowed to be devoted to doing stuff like riding horses, or going to the beach, or writing poetry, or traveling, or having dinner with your friends and family, or I don't know, fill in the blank. Stuff you love to do. Going on a boat ride. Things that involve your body, things that are sensory, things that take you out of the phone, out of the digital world, out of your work, out of the expectation. And think about what you'd be doing if you didn't have all of these have to do's and have to pay fors. That person that exists outside of what I have to do to pay bills, that's your true self, right? Like that's the you that you want to be. It's the you that would be like a dream to be. Somebody who gets to just fill their days with cool stuff that they love to do. Like going to Disney World. Yeah, I totally saw that in my head, amusement park. Leanne. And hi Rebecca. And really just like thinking about all of the things that make you, make you happy, fill your cup, excite you, light you up. Things that exhaust you in the best way, like you're like, I'm tired, but I had the best day yesterday. You go to bed completely crashed because you spent the best kind of energy that day. Leanne says, that's my jam, theme parks. So I want to hear in the chat, what are the things that you would love to do if you didn't have to work? Let's just make up a number. I've never heard this before. Well, let's just say 40 hours, for example. Let's just pluck that out of obscurity. If you had to say work, I don't know, 40 hours, for example, or if you had 40 free hours in your schedule every week, what would you be doing with those 40 free hours? You could do anything, and we're not worried about how much things cost or what we can afford or any of that nonsense. I want to hear what you'd be doing. What would free you be doing? Mimi says being in Tennessee on a big old plot of land. Cool. Would you have horses? Oh, okay. I remember I told you guys about in the beginning I was telling the story and I talked about my the ideal self that's always in riding clothes. So when I went to meditate, not yesterday, not the day of the horse, but the day before, I went and I meditated with the horse's energy, and the billionaire self ideal version, if you've ever heard me talk about her, the one that like I said is in the riding clothes. I always called her the big daddy when I first started talking to them. When I was talking to the three, she was like the second ideal that came to me. She was my first ideal's ideal. She came and I didn't call on her. She came to me in the riding clothes and she was like, this is the day that I fell in love with horses. And I was like, oh, okay. Like it just was so interesting. That part of me was like birthed that day. And she told me like the day before, this is the day I fell in love with horses. And that version, there's horses on the property. 333. Oh yeah, that's 333. Yay. So we'll be talking more about meditating with our ideal selves and kind of nailing that down a little bit as well. Rebecca, yeah, you missed the horse story. It's on my story highlights. Malachi, shut up. He said hashtag still waiting on the tracks though. And also I know. And I sent, hi Mally, I sent you a message because I worked on another song this weekend. And I was like, hey, I'm working on the song. I'm going to send you the stems. And then I did it. And he's like, where are the stems? I'm like, I can't, like, I didn't tell you this, but I was like, I fucking can't right now. I'm about to ride a horse. Like, it like took over everything. That's what happened, Mally, is that I went to, I was going to do it. And then I ended up being on a horse yesterday, on Beyonce horse. Okay. So I'll get that to you ASAP. Oh my God. Horses and a piece of land with a fruit orchard. I love it, Mimi. That's awesome. Falguni says, traveling the world, hanging out with friends, decorating my dream house, healing people in need. Love it. You can start doing those things now. Tiffany, okay, I want to address that, but I also want to say that would be a good question for the BBD Q&A on Wednesday. So I'm cool with you like circling that question back to me later today. And I'll see if it's in the space for it, if I have the space for it. If not, let's talk about it on Wednesday in the BBD chat, because it's something that everybody's going to want to listen to. And also that thing has kind of been coming up because I heard someone talking in 360 about that, like something a little bit similar. So I'm seeing it come up. And as a new business owner, that it's like it's understandable for this to come up. So I definitely want to talk about that, which the question is about when you kind of step out as a business owner, the people that know you and the people in your life challenging you and challenging your prices and things like that. So it's normal. I've said this before, no shade, but your family and your friends are not your target demo. They're not. And like, that's why, like, when I started doing Roxy Talks, a lot of people from my real life don't even know what I do still to this day, because I don't really, I mean, I've been kind of sharing it on my personal page a little bit more recently. After I lost my Instagram, I started sharing on my personal page a little bit more. But for the most part, the people from my previous life before Roxy Talks, they have no clue what I do. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, are you still like doing the YouTube channel? Like, they have no idea that I've had this business, that I've been doing this thing for 4 years. Because I learned a long time ago, it's no shade. It's just that they are not my target demo. You are, right? So, like, don't feel bad if they don't get it. They're not supposed to. And if they can't fathom paying a friend what they're worth for their business, then ask them to fucking serve you for free, or cut your hair for free, or fucking process your checks at the bank for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You're not asking them for free work, so they don't need to get yours, and that's okay. You are worth what you're charging. You're worth more than what you're charging. I'm like, we'll talk about it tomorrow, and then I'll just start talking about it. Whatever. We started talking about it. So, and we can definitely go more into depth on this on the BBD Q&A as well. Tam's like, oh, I love that you put Tam in your name. Tam put her name behind her YouTube handle. Your friends and family are not your avatar. Yeah, it's definitely true. And it's no shade. It's just not that. They just aren't, you know? And a lot of times I think, like, your family and friends, they know you, they know where you came from, and it's kind of hard to see you as you are now, and giving you that authority that you deserve in your business. It's like a weird, I don't know. I mean, if people are weird, you know, not everybody's like that. The people that are, you know what I'm saying? Some people are weird about it, and it's just, they're weird. It's not you. Hi, August. Excuse me. Okay, so Abby's like, when Malachi entered the chats, the vibes get high. Mally's fun. He's a fun guy, like a mushroom. A fun guy, but he remembers everything you do, and he will fucking make fun of you for it, like, no matter what. Oh my god. He will never forget. It'll be 10 years later, and he's like, Roxy, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god. He will not let you forget what you did. Shantae says, I really enjoy putting my ideas out there, like art, doll houses to build. Ooh, I love that, Shantae. I mean, obviously, of course, I'm gonna love the dollhouse idea. I love all the things you're doing, but like, I got excited about that. I think that's such a cool idea. Please do it. Keep me posted how it goes. Sarah Bell says, "How do you deal with haters that laugh at your dreams?" Sarah Bell, you're in BBD too, right? So, we are doing our big things. A big week for BBD Club. First off, I'm gonna put the BBD QR code up, even though it's pretty much the same thing. The page just looks different. So tomorrow in the Big Beautiful Dreams Club, we are doing the 20K masterclass. So I'm going to be going over how you can have 20K months in your own business. So that's happening inside of the Malachi. He said, "Making fun of people is my gift." Hey, you definitely use that gift for sure. You're not squandering that gift. You're not somebody that's like squandering that one for sure. You're not squandering your gifts, Mally. You're doing your music and you're making fun of people and and you're inspiring people as well. Inspire them a little, make fun of them a little. Okay. With love, of course. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Danny, that's the same. You're that vibe too. So tomorrow we're doing the 20K months masterclass inside the BBD Club. If you are if you are in the Big Beautiful Dreams Club, it is included. This is your quarterly masterclass. It's happening tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. PST. If you're not in the Big Beautiful Dreams Club and you want to go to the 20K months masterclass, if you are starting your own business, if you already have your own business, if you're running your business and you're not having consistent months, you will enjoy this masterclass. I'm going to be giving you practical and mindset tips to build and sustain this for yourself so that you can start building financial freedom. So it's happening inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club. If you're not a Big Beautiful Dreams Club member, it's $59 to join. You can cancel at any time. So you can join it for $59, get into that masterclass, and then that's tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we have our BBD Q&A. So then everybody's going to get on and chat with me. And it's kind of like this Mindset Monday where I just answer a bunch of questions. And so it's all business questions, entrepreneur, creativity. We talk niche, we talk pricing, we talk packaging, we talk offers, we talk marketing, we talk all of the stuff that you need. Mindset, obviously, of course, is always involved to start a business, to run a business, to monetize your goals. What the fuck's up with my internet connection? It's pissing me off. It's not pissing me off, but I'm glad it's so smooth today. I'm glad the internet connection is so smooth. Maybe we need a new cable. Okay. So that is tomorrow, bigbeautifuldreamsclub.com. You can also scan the little scanny doodle in the corner. The scanny duty. I'm going to put this up for a second too. This guy. 20K months masterclass happening tomorrow inside the Big Beautiful Dreams Club. If you're not already a member, it's $59 to join. And trust me, that class is worth way more than $59. And so is everything inside of that membership. I think it's time to raise the price. So I'm going to be raising the price soonish. So here's your warning. If you're not in, if you are in, you're locked in at your rate. No matter if we ever raise the price, you're locked in where you are. So just a heads up, I'm feeling like BBD Club should be more. Honestly, the value of it is really high. So we're going to raise the price on that soon-ish. I'm not sure when exactly. Leanne says Scanny Doodle trademark. Yeah, we should put that in. And yeah, just letting you know if you have thought about joining BBD Club, it's a good time to join. You'll be locked into this price. You'll get the 20K masterclass, the 20K months masterclass that we're doing tomorrow, and then the Q&A with me on Wednesday. And then the first is coming up the next month. So then we'll have an October game plan. So you get a new game plan as well. So definitely a good time to join. We have lots of creatives, artists, entrepreneurs in there creating businesses and revenue streams and audiences and all kinds of fun stuff. Danny says, I love your vocabulary. Yeah, it's funny that my vocabulary, because like I'm well educated, but I'm also like, I don't know. I have ADHD. My brain's like all over the place. Somebody recently wrote me and was like, you said something, and they didn't know, it was the first time hearing me. They didn't know that I say things like scanny doodle and like I make up dumb words. And I said like unfunked or something on a podcast, and they were like, I like hated you immediately, and I couldn't believe, like I was like, I can't believe she's saying unfunked or whatever. I'm like, dang, man. It's a joke, man. I just want to have some fun. But that's okay. Because then they came back and they're like, and then I listened again, and then now I love you. So you know what? The universe does its thing. So Sarah Bell says, I know you should just ignore haters. It's just hard. You know what? Like the thing about like haters is that haters are going to hater. And okay, I'm going to say a few things. One, anybody who leaves a mean comment on either a stranger or someone they know on the internet is not that cool of a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, first off, you've been weird, right? Like, you're kind of gross, emotionally and energetically. Second, it's a reflection of them and where they are in life. And that's them obviously projecting their hate for themselves inside onto you, because they can't handle how much they don't like themselves. And third, yes, you are supposed to ignore them. Ultimately, yes. However, sometimes it's hard. It does suck. And it's funny that you say that, because even just, I think it was this morning or yesterday morning, I was just thinking about like some of the things. Oh, it was today when I was getting ready. Some of the things that people have said to me that just like stick out and I'll never forget, because it's like seared into my memory, some of the mean things. But like there are hundreds, literally hundreds of comments a day probably that come through that are so nice and so kind and so appreciative, and people like, you know, being nice and thanking me or sharing, you know, what has happened in their life since they've like listened to my work. So just know that it's very normal for all of that stuff to be kind of removed. I don't know, it's harder. The good stuff doesn't land the way that the negative stuff does. And it's normal. And anybody that says it's not doesn't get this, doesn't have this happen to them. You know what I mean? So like people that are like, "Oh, just ignore it." Okay, are you getting random strangers on the internet questioning your character because you put up a video about helping them with their lives? If not, shut up, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And with love, like, okay, you know when like a coworker says something rude and it like, or like let's say that like you were in a meeting at work and a couple of your coworkers ganged up on you and like made you look dumb, and like your boss said something and you felt all stupid. You would feel that for like the rest of the day, maybe the next day. You'd feel weird at work, right? Like that's normal. That is exactly what it's like when someone leaves hate on your comments. Or on your video, your stuff. It's exactly what it feels like. It feels just like as if somebody slapped you in the face in person. Okay, so anybody that's like, just, you know, they don't get those kind of comments. I trust. They're not having to deal with what it feels like for someone to say some shit that they would never say to your face. First off, they don't know you. They're questioning your character. They're making a snap judgment off of what you have said or posted on the internet and comparing it to all of the bullshit that they've ever been through, which is none of your fucking fault or business. And it's okay if it fucking stings and it hurts, because you're a human being and that's natural. And you can look at why it stings, or you can bless their heart, or you can tell them to fuck off, or you can revise it. You can do whatever you want, honestly. It's up to you. But there is the point when you're just like, you can kiss you can kiss both cheeks, motherfucker. You know, like it at the end of the day, again, okay, you're leaving hate on someone else's work. You are a loser. Okay. You're not a hater, you are a loser. You don't create your own stuff, so you got to go leave mean things on other people create. Cool. I see you. I see you. And I'm not going to perpetuate the hate back. Or sometimes I will. Like Malachi says, hashtag got time sometimes. And honestly, that's the truth. Because sometimes I'll just delete it. But sometimes I'm going to say something back. You know what I mean? Because like, you asked, you knocked on the door. Sometimes I won't answer, but sometimes I will. So, also, just so you know, I also have a very lovely person on my team that takes care of that stuff for me and like deletes stuff off YouTube before I see it. And the reason I have that is because I have a positivity channel. My brand is for positivity and good energy, and literally having drama or hate-filled comments on my stuff is not part of the brand. It's literally not the brand. So, it's not happening. This is not a place where you can just dump your bullshit. As Madonna famously said, I'm not your bitch. Don't dump your shit on me, or don't hang your shit on me, excuse me. So yeah, I don't put up with that in real life. I'm certainly not going to do it online or in my business. So there's like what the reason I went through all of that is just like, this is what I want to say. You get to feel however you feel about hateful comments, and obviously we don't want to affirm them. You want to be careful of what you are affirming, and how you're reacting, but also it's your life. It's your world. You manifest it how you want. You change the story how you want. You regard these people how you want. It's because you're the one who has to carry it. It's your story. And like, let yourself be a human throughout all of this. And again, anybody that's like, just ignore it. They don't have these coming through. I promise, because that's not the human answer. That's not the answer of somebody that understands what it feels like. Mally said, I think Roxy has deleted one of my comments before. It might not have been me. It might have been my mods, because they don't put up with anyone's bullshit either, even yours. Oh, shit. I love you, Mally. Oh, my God. Tiffany says, it's so crazy. Those of us old enough to remember life before social media and the internet, people were mean, but not like this. It's like now everyone has a voice for the first time with no real accountability. Yeah, life changed forever with the like button. The like button was the downhill of all of it. When people started to be able to leave their opinions about stuff, that's it. That was the end. Because like, the truth is that not everybody's opinion needs to be fucking heard. You know what I mean? How many times have you like wanted to say something and you don't? And you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't say that. Not every opinion needs to be heard. And like that should have been left in the drafts. Same with your opinions. A lot of opinions should be left in the drafts, and they should not go into comments. They should not go onto a Yelp. They should not be onto a like or a dislike button. I honestly do think that the liking of things is what caused how fucked up things are with people. As soon as they were like, well, what do you think about it though, random person? That was the end of it. Now people feel entitled to give their opinion on anything and everything. And even I was just seeing Karens in my head, the rise of the Karen, the entitlement of just like, my opinion matters. No, the fuck it doesn't. Said who? Your mom? Bitch, I'm not her. Go tell her then. Ah. Oh my gosh. So anyways, my most iconic self takes no shit from no people. But I already don't. I just don't, if you can't tell. Malachi says, imagine the Yelp reviews of heaven. Why is everything so fluffy around here? Tam says, and we weren't meant to know everyone's opinions and thoughts. Too much noise and chaos in our heads. Exactly. Tam, that's such a good, okay, hold on. That's such a great observation. And that really encapsulates, that really encapsulates why I try to meditate before I pick my phone up. I didn't, and I caught myself because today I didn't, and I don't want to lie. I didn't today. I touched my phone before I meditated. But I do try, and I do see the importance of it. And right there, what you said is just it. It's like there's too much noise, and I want to get into my meditation and hear from source energy and love and light before I hear from fucking a bunch of human beings with a bunch of problems. Majority of them who are not tapping into love and light before they go out into the world. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, please like the chat. So, okay. Last week we talked about ideal self. We talked about tapping into the version of yourself. We talk about this a lot, obviously. The version of yourself that's doing what you want. And something came up where I'm seeing that maybe I have been explaining or describing what I mean incorrectly. Because I don't mean, when I say your ideal self, I don't mean like a gap between you today and who you should be, because I don't want it to be like you comparing yourself to what you think you should be and you're not. It's more so like there's this evolution of the path that I'm on, and there's versions of me that I'm going to become. And there's versions of me that I'm going to get to, and there's versions of my reality that I'm going to get to. And you're tapping into the you that is living in those realities, the you that has achieved those mile markers or has gotten those results or whatever, and you're connecting to them, you're feeling their energy, you're finding out what they're thinking about today, what did they do today to get where they are now. And it's not about the distance that you have to go. It's about asking somebody who's charted the course already what the next step is, and then taking that next step, right? Like, for example, I saw myself on the horse in meditation, and when the opportunity came and it was like, this is your fucking window, bitch. It's now or never, leap or don't. I leapt, right? And I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how the dynamic of the video is going to change. I was too tired to mess with it last night. Again, like we said earlier, tired in a good way. So tonight we're really excited to look at the footage from the camera and see where that went. But again, the fruits of your actions, when you move like your ideal self moves, when you move like that version that you're tapping into. Good night, Abby. Thanks for joining us today. Brendan, I appreciate you. Yeah, my horse story. I know, I fucking loved it. So it was so fun. Such a great moment. And again, and it's not just a horse. It wasn't just me on a horse. It was okay, it's a Beyonce horse. It came to me in meditation. It was very far outside of my comfort zone. If you've been watching, you know that I've been just doing that, right? Over and over outside of the comfort zone. Very much like addressing fears, moving when the energy, like striking while the iron's hot. That's what it is. It's striking while the iron's hot. And here's another thing. If you are aligned to yourself and your ideal self, you strike when the iron's hot, you show up in those moments as the ideal, everything is going to go in your favor. And I was thinking about it today, like, I've never been around a horse. That horse was massive, and it may not look like I'm tall and I had big heels on. So like I was looking eye to eye with that thing, but just let me tell you, like he was a big fucking horse. And sometimes they stamp their little feet and stuff. And there was a moment I would think back to where like he kind of like clomped his feet down. It was really close to my foot. Like he could have broken my fucking toe. Like I could have, you know what I mean? Like that could have my foot. And I remember being like, oh shit, that's really close. I need to watch my foot. And I was thinking about this last night and this morning, and just how perfectly aligned I was, that we were in sync so much that even like that, like literally a millimeter or I don't know how much, a centimeter closer, and that could have been like really bad. I could have like, you know, who knows, lost my toenail or something, which is like something that I never want to fucking do. Ah! No, thank you. Erase, erase, erase. I don't even think about that. Anyways, sorry. Now I have fucking toes in my head. Ah! Erase, erase. So anyways, Jamie says horses symbolize freedom. And Jamie, also the song, The Mountain, it's about that. It's about personal perseverance, and it's about finding your own strength within. And I'll even just tell you guys the first line, the main line is, "What's to traverse if I am the mountain?" And that's like, that was, the song came to me like as a whole song, came to me in the shower in 2020. I saw the video like implanted in my head in a meditation like in 2020, and then we switched the video up, and then I saw the horse in meditation. The song is really powerful. It's really important to me, and again, the message behind it is just really about seeing the power within, and being it, right? Being the icon, being the version, being the strength, holding on when it's hard, basking in the joy when it's easy, when it flows, taking those moments, like we said, striking when the iron is hot, and showing up, not just being there, but showing up as your best, showing up on top, showing up as the version that's already succeeded at what you're about to do. Sarah Bell says there's a book called The Mountain Is You. Oh, really? Interesting. I have to check that out. I love how smooth my internet connection is today. It's great. Tiffany says, Michael Beckwith said there's an old statement that goes, God does not call the qualified, God qualifies the call. God does not call the qualified, he qualifies the call. Meaning he puts the call into those that are already qualified to do it. Perhaps each new self we meet is the manifestation of our qualified self for our next level. Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Whew. What is that version of you? What is coming through you right now? I feel like there's this moment was so heavy. That pause was so heavy. Can you just tell me what you were thinking? Everybody, if you're there, if you had that moment with me where it was just like, it felt, I don't know, something about that moment just felt very powerful. And I really just wanted to ask, like, what are you thinking right now? Like, that's honestly what I wanted to say. What are you thinking about right now? What did you just think about in that moment? Dina says, feeling it. I know that was a moment. I couldn't even like say anything. I'm just like feeling all of it. And I just felt like the weight of everybody like contemplating. And I just want to know what were you thinking? Like what the fuck was that, guys? Clue me in. What were we just thinking just now? What did we just share and experience? What was that? Leanne says, I was still processing that quote. Mimi says, something big is coming for all of us on this live. I know, that's what it feels like. Tiffany says, if we don't think we're qualified for a task, God doesn't seek out people who are ready, but ready's the person once they say yes to the task. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Jamie says, I saw a trumpet and felt vibration. Wow. Jamie, what does a trumpet stand for? I mean, obviously, I can see trumpets in the heavens and celebration, maybe newness, announcement, but I feel like you know a lot about symbolism. Oh man, yeah, this whole journey gets to be so powerful and moving and just like one amazing thing after the other if you let it, if you stay in that energy, if you stay aligned to the idea that you can have good things happen over and over, and that you can keep leaping, and that you can keep quantum jumping into farther versions of yourself or whatever. Ari, of course you can. Jamie says the calling. Yes. We are being called, aren't we? We're being called. We're being called right now. I'm going to share something. I might have talked about this a little bit. I'm just going to share a little bit more. You guys know I've said this a million times. I used to be an atheist. I was a very, very staunch atheist for a long time. The year of 2011 was a big year for me, as far as like beliefs go and experiences. As weird as it sounds, I discovered Ancient Aliens. If you watch like 5 hours of that show in a row, you will not be an atheist anymore. That's what happened to me. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, hold on. There's more to this place than meets the eye. And it wasn't that was what made me believe in more. It just opened the door. It made me start thinking like, okay, actually, there might be more going on Earth than I've previously given credence to. And then, so that happened in the beginning of the year. There's 3 distinct things that happened in 2011 that shifted everything, that got me, I believe it got me into the 2012 portal, because I was not making it before, I promise. Again, I was very hard atheist. I didn't believe in anything I couldn't see. So first I started watching Ancient Aliens like in Marchish, and I was like, whoa, okay, hold on. Earth is crazy. There's a bunch of stuff going on here that I didn't even know. I believe in more now. Like it wasn't that I believed in more. It was just that my mind was open, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to believe anything is real or like true anymore. Not, how do I say this? I was open, right? I was allowing myself to think different things. Then my cousin passed away, who was like my sister. And so that was obviously like still the biggest and shittiest loss of my life. So that caused me to start seeking out a relationship outside of what I could see, right? And then like right on my birthday, I was shown The Secret. And that's when obviously everything changed for me. So 2011 was a huge year for me of like shaking out all of the old thoughts and allowing me to feel open. And so that was that. As of like a week or 2 ago, maybe not even that much, it's probably been in the last week or so, maybe a little bit longer, I've been talking to God in meditation. I think I mentioned it once more, or I might have talked about it on my podcast. And this is new for me. Okay. So, but and I've been being called for a while, but now it's like it's getting louder for all of us. And I think that if you're somebody that is being called, or if your intuition's going off, or you're feeling pulled in a different direction, if you're starting to think about things in a new way, if you want to start sharing more in the world, run with it and go with it. And really start going within and getting into your subconscious and having these conversations and talking to the source energy and love and light, and plan your attack. Like, what am I seeing? I'm seeing football plays in my head. They just showed me like the little thingies with the X's and the little lines and stuff. They're like, no fucking self-respecting team goes out on the field without a fucking game plan. Like, what's that movie with fucking Bobby Boucher? Waterboy. The whole damn movie is about the game plan. That's what the whole plot of the dang movie is about, is that game plan book, right? So if you're not going into meditation and like planning out and looking at the bigger picture and talking to God or source or your ideal self, opening up to light and love, opening up to possibility, I just feel like you're just going in blind, and that's just not the best strategy. It's not that you can't win like that. Like, people win on luck all the time, I'm sure. There are flukes. That's a word for a reason. But a proven strategy deployed again and again and again, that's how you really win. That's how you become the best. That's how you really make moves and make traction. So if you're, I don't know why they're like, talk about the 20K masterclass. That was a perfect segue. Hey, if you want to make some serious moves and you want to set yourself up to bring in lots and lots of money in your own business, create financial freedom, stop worrying about when your bills are going to get paid, stop working for someone else, stop wasting away your fucking life force, actually do what you want to do and have money coming in because you're in joy and doing what you're on this planet to do. 20K months masterclass is happening tomorrow inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club, bigbeautiful.dreams.com, or you can scan the little scanny doodle on the screen. That'll get you right there. 59 bucks. It's part of the membership, so $59 to get in. You can stay as long as you like. You can cancel whenever you like. We also have our Q&A on Wednesday, so we have 2 BBD events coming up in a row this week, so it's a very good time to join. And I'm also feeling called to raise the price, so I don't know when that's going to happen, but it will. So get in now and lock your price in. Jamie, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Jamie says, the frequencies have been shifting since 8-8 in the highest forms. My physical body's been having trouble keeping up, and I've been doing a lot of inner work to shift, a lot of rapid shifts. Yeah, totally. Same with me. Like I'm also been a lot of work and shifting, but also it's like I'm always doing that. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of want to get at today. It's like your most iconic self, your most ideal self, your most desired self. It's somebody that you already are. It's all of the best pieces of you and none of the stuff that you don't like. It's none of the stuff that holds you back, none of the stuff that you resent. It's you at your core doing you, loving life, being free, being open. And actually, I want to ask right now, can you even remember the last time you felt like that? Because I saw mine today in meditation. Yay, Lucita says BBD is amazing. Thank you, Lucita. I screenshotted that for sure. In meditation, they showed me when I was 9, I was not by choice moved from California to Colorado, and literally what they told me today was like, that was the day your childhood ended. That's how I feel. That's what it feels like to me. That was the day my childhood ended, when I got taken away from everything I knew, everyone I knew, and I went to this cold, dark place where nobody understood me, and I didn't really have any friends, and I was weird, and I had nobody. It's not true I didn't have nobody, but it was just me, my mom, my stepdad, and my sister, who was literally like 2 at the time, and I was in 6th grade. So it was a really sad and shitty time to lose every connection to everybody and be completely isolated. And that's when shit started going dark for me. And that's what they were showing me today. And so like a lot of the stuff that I create, like stuff that I haven't even talked about in my future that I'm going to create, is really connected to like your inner child and being that person and the freedom of who you were before responsibility. And like when I really think about myself and who I love to be and who I want to be, it's the me I was before I lost it all, the me that was like free and fun and exciting and musical and theatrical and creative and funny and charming and witty. And like, I used to make up ghost stories, and we'd go to like I remember this one time we went to a park for a field trip, and I made up this like elaborate like ghost story about the park and being haunted, and like there was like little placards, and I was like, this person died of this thing and whatever. And it's just like I've always been such a storyteller, and created a stage of my own, and just really wanted to share myself and my art and my weirdness with whoever was interested, and we don't care about who's not. And just again connecting to that me that was so pure before that life came through, and like the reality of what life really is took it all away. And as I'm saying this, 9 that's old for some people. Some people maybe not even remember. But if you can, I want to hear, what do you remember the moment when you felt like the good stuff ended or the good times ended? Just out of curiosity. Not to get heavy. Tiffany says, I just found out that the author of A Course in Miracles was downloaded and dictated by a psychology professor who is an atheist. She did not feel qualified to receive that message because she did not believe, but it is one of the most profound books. Your expansion is similar. An awesome transformation. Tiffany, it's even crazier that you said that, because you know who came to me in meditation? And I did not ask for this person. Dolores Cannon came to me in meditation the other day, and she told me, she said, you can continue on my work if you want. We'll pass it on to you. And I said, fuck yes, Miss Cannon. That's not exactly what I said. But she was so precious. She was just like she was in her chair and she was just sitting there, with her little arms crossed. She was so cute. And she was like, yeah, she's like, if you want to, she's like, you're an extension of me. And if you want to continue my work, we'll give you the information if you want to put it in your books. I'm like, of course I fucking do. So, anyways, Tiffany, it's interesting that you said that. I'm not surprised because you're so intuitive. Lucy, to ask them what they want. You have people coming to you, ask them what they're coming to you for. Protect yourself with your light and then ask. Tiffany says, I can relate to that. Back to my story about when I was 9. When I was 8, I was taken to Saudi Arabia away from my mom and family. I feel like my childhood stopped at that moment, at that time too. Why are we so similar, Tiffany? Like, seriously. That is not a coincidence. That's fucking bizarre. I mean, I know we've had that story, but just like to see it like that. It's like 8, I was 9. Same, like not the same, but very similar type situation. It's just, that's so weird. Leanne says, for me, it was finding out that Santa Claus, I'm not going to say it just in case. Oh, Leanne. How old were you, Leanne? August says, I remember being around 8 and wondering why I couldn't be happy all the time. Oh, August. Ah! Oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have asked this. Oh my God, hold on. Woo. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, shoot. Leanne says, and I felt lied to by everyone. I mean, they even tracked his sleigh on the news. Sarah Bell says, when I hit middle school, that's when shit hit the fan, bullied and ignored. Blah. Me too, Sarah, because I finished out 5th grade in California. I went to my dad's for the summer, which I always did. And then instead of flying back to California in August to start school in California, here where I am now, I flew to Colorado to start school there. So I went like the day before school started. I had no time to get acclimated to the place. I didn't know a single person. And it was just like thrown into middle school. Sucked. Mimi says 12 when my great grandma moved in with me because she never wants to do anything but watch TV and sleep all day. Shantae says I was in 6th grade and had new friends who I did grown up activities with. One day I went to my cousin's and we tried to play pretend like always, but it didn't flow naturally anymore. Oh no! Oh my God, I didn't realize how sad this was gonna be. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Leanne, you were 8 as well. Whoa, what is okay. Wow. Jamie, I feel for you, babe. This is so relatable. I honestly don't even remember much of my childhood because I blocked it out. I need to reflect on it more. With love, and like maybe it's time to do that in meditation and like protect yourself and maybe sit with some of your loved ones that have passed on to be there with you and comfort you. And then look at some of this stuff and see like what you can unlock and show love to. That's the way they want me to say it. Oh, Tam, you took Dolores Cannon's course. Ooh, I'd love to hear about that. Tiffany says, we were sisters in a past life. I'm convinced. We must have been. And we're the same age, too. That's the other thing. We're the same age. We have similar, like our intuitions are kind of similar. Similar, we have a lot of the same taste, same music taste, exactly. And just the story, it's just very interesting. And I've always felt connected to you since the beginning. Oh, Lucida, they're like guardian angels coming to you. I love that. Yeah, ask them what's up. Ask them what they're there for. August. Oh my gosh. Brendan says, I had a really great childhood, but I remember being really emotional and dramatic and feel less than in everything I did, even as young as maybe 4. I can relate to that too. I was very, very, very sensitive. And like I come from a family of like jokesters and shit. And like jokesters and fucking cool guys. Everybody's cool and everybody's fucking funny. And I love my family, obviously. But the sensitive at heart, like don't really, there's not really a place for that there. So I definitely, feel that like, just like, like so almost afraid of being wounded at a very young age. Mohammed, I'm not necessarily answering questions right now. I'm just kind of like, I'm asking questions and I'm reading the answers. Amrit says, my parents separated when I was 4, but divorced when I was 6, probably then. Yeah. And that's so young. It's so young, Brendan says sensitive is a better word. Yeah. Yeah. Sensitive. Are you a water sign? Just out of curiosity. I'm a water sign. I don't know if that's why, but Lucida says, I'm so grateful I had a really great childhood at home, but at school, it was when we returned from school and then people I was so close to completely stop talking to me. So being shut out. August says, I was also always the sensitive one in my family. Also the youngest of 3 brothers, so they like to get a rise out of me. I was luckily an only child, but I had cousins, and then I did have my siblings when I was 9 when my sister was born. Danny says, I remember being little, when I saw someone cry, I would cry. I was that empathetic. Wow. Emery, you're also sensitive. How many of us sensitive people are here? Brendan, you're a Cancer. How did I know? I just knew. They were like, show me water. They're like, this one's a water sign for sure. No worries, Mohammed. I'm here for you. I think it had to do with manifesting a person. And yes, absolutely. You can always do it no matter what it is. So Lucida, got you when you returned from the summer. Okay. Yeah, that's terrible. So sensitive in the house. Yep, it's sensitive day. But I think we're probably a lot all sensitive, and that's why we gravitate toward each other. Maybe not everybody here, but clearly there's some of us. Oh my gosh. August says, me too. I would cry when people around me cried. There's a funny story of me. I found a picture of myself crying. I was so young that I don't remember this. They showed me a picture of me crying as a baby, and I started crying, and I was like, why am I crying? I started crying because I was crying in this picture. So yes, I'm glad we can all relate. Tam says, I had a huge imagination as a child too. I spent so much time in my own little world. And you still have a huge imagination. Falguni says, I don't have one definite moment in childhood for me like that. It's both good and bad memories throughout. And all of this is kind of just looking at what has that caused you to do? How has that caused you to respond? What has your life been like because of that? What are you bracing for? Because that's kind of how we handle it, is we start like protecting and like bracing ourselves for when it's going to happen again. And then that obviously closes you off emotionally, and it also manifests it happening, because if you're bracing for something, what's the something? Something's manifesting. Emery, you had the same thing looking at a picture of you crying. That's so funny. Jamie says compassionate. Yes, we are compassionate, empathetic people over here. It makes sense. We're empaths, right? Like it's because we feel the emotion ourselves, probably. Tiffany says, "Man, this has me thinking, are my desires being led by my inner child and not my adult slash higher self? Like, am I chasing what I missed?" Tiffany, 100% you're chasing what you missed, but fuck yeah, because that was the purest form of you. That was you as close to source as you've been physical in this physicality with like this the strongest amount of residue of source on you. Does that make sense? Right? Like you were it was like you're much farther removed from it at this point. And your higher self, your adult self only wants to do the stuff that makes you happy and brings you joy. And that is the stuff that's always made you happy and brought you joy. And that's like my biggest thing, and that's again, that's like why I started making toys. When I realized that, I was like, "Oh, I love toys, I should make them." I love music, that's why I make it. I've always loved making music. I've always loved making videos and movies and radio shows and stuff. Guess what I'm fucking doing? That's what I do. That's what I do. And it's just, again, this is just who I am. I was gonna say it's just the beginning, but it's not even that. We're 4 years in, and it's just who I am and who I'm gonna be and where I'm gonna keep going. So, and this is why Big Beautiful Dreams Club. This is why I have this space, because that person is in all of us. And even if, maybe we haven't tapped into them, or that person got pushed back so early that we can't even remember them, but they're still there. And there is still this version of you that wants that freedom that was taken away from you. I honestly think that's what that is, because when I really look at what I want to do and what like lights me up, I think about, like, there's one memory that shows up in my head all the time. My dad used to live in the mountains, and he lived in this like house on this, whatever, it's in the mountains on this mountain, and like my stepsisters and I used to just like roam the fucking mountains. And I remember one time we wrote this play, and we were like acting out our play in the woods in the mountains, and it's not anything, it's just that's just it. And like that memory comes up so strong every time I think about like me at just having the most fun and me being me. Like that comes up of me just in the woods, like acting and like being whatever, being an actor girl, and like singing in my room. And like I had a little keyboard that was like this wide and probably had like 12 keys on it, and I would just like write songs, and like just that was just me all the time. And like I told you before, my cousin Joey, Jacqueline's little brother, he and I used to make radio shows all the time. And like we have this DVD of us where we made like a real world and like episode. And I just that I've always been this person. I used to make books. Like, I mean, obviously kids do that shit. We make crafts, we make things, but how many of us are seeing that that's who we love to be? Those times when I was making things, or I was creating, or I was just like telling fun stories with my friends, or going to the beach, or going anywhere, just fun and free, and no cares in the world. That's who I want to be. That's who I want to be. That's my ideal self. I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with no strings attached, and not have to do anything and show up for anything if I don't want to. Sounds like a kid, right? Like, well, maybe besides school, right? A kid on summer break. We'll say it like that. So I don't know. Think about it. Because when I talk to my ideal selves, they're doing those things. They're doing those things that I always wanted to do. Having houses with giraffes and horses and game rooms and freaking little mini amusement parks, or just like dumb shit that brings back that feeling of aliveness and possibility. Why is my internet connection so good? Elizabeth says, "That's so weird. I was just remembering yesterday a picture my brother took of me hysterically crying about 8 years old. And I didn't know the reason I thought of it, just a random thought until now." That is weird. So it's not weird, but this is like, we're all so aligned. We are so aligned. Oh my God, Tiffany says, I now know for a fact, I have responded from Arrested Development and not always the best decisions. It was my inner child calling the shots. I'm doing better. Tiffany, I literally had that realization today. I was like, and this is why why we're talking about this right now, is because I was like, that's why I never grew up. I never grew up. I don't have kids. And I don't talk about this because it's a sensitive subject, and it's like, everybody has their own choice. It's none of my business whether you have them or don't, and it's none of yours whether I do or don't. I don't have them, and I'm not going to have them. But I see why. It's because I chose to never grow up. And I had somebody in my life when I was like 8, maybe 9, maybe around the same time, who was like, it was an adult, and they were like, "I'm just basically a grown-up kid. I just never grew up." And I was like, "You can do that?" And it planted that seed, and obviously this is around the same time now that I'm thinking about it, and, it's just for me, I realized today I also have been arrested at 9 years old. That's, like, I've been stuck there, and a lot of times, I'll sit with people who are my age, and I'm like, "I'm so fucking immature." I'm just and not that I'm immature, but I'm just I'm just, like, I'm so wily, and I'm so, like, "Bleh, will say anything," and just, like, I'm like a fucking kid or a teenager sometimes, and I like, it just it bugs me sometimes, but it did. Now I'm seeing it from full view today. Again, the same image or the same story of, like, at 9 years old, my childhood was taken away from me, in my opinion, and it's left that mark on me, and I have yet to recover from it. It's still a huge wound in my life, and it's still the thing that, like, and I'm telling you this not because I'm complaining, anybody out there that's like, "Roxy," I'm telling you this because I'm working through my own shit, and I want you to see, like, you can too, and, like, what it looks like and how it looks or whatever, but, that feeling of having everything taken away from me, you guys, you've heard me tell you my biggest fear. My biggest fear is losing everything and ending up with nothing. I wonder why that is, because at 9 years old, that happened to me in my mind. I lost everything. Even though I didn't, I was just separated from it by 1,000 miles in time and all of the stuff. And I lost who I would have become if I had stayed in LA, but I also gained who I became because I didn't. And I know, like, there's a lot of things that I had to grow through because of what I experienced, and a lot of personal and self-work and self-reflection that I had to do, and growth and shit that it had to be done because I didn't have a choice, because I didn't have anybody, because I was alone, because I was sad and misunderstood and angry and all that shit that just, like, bubbled up over the years and became, like, who I am. But, like, who knows if I would have been doing this if I hadn't gone through all of that, because I would have I'm still a musician. I was a musician before that, so I still would have gone down that path, and I was in LA. I might have, who knows what that could have gone that way. I could have been a completely different person with a completely different experience. I know I would have been, right? Maybe, probably. So this whole, just really looking at yourself, looking at your story, looking at your history and what you've experienced, how it's shaped you, how you feel about it, how you've grown from it, how you haven't grown from it. This is why meditation, this is why I want us to all just do what we can to connect with what's within. Rebecca says, I can't even pinpoint a time in childhood, but right now I'm realizing it's younger than I previously thought. At 6, my parents were always fighting with each other, and soon after separated. That's where my hard work to earn love block started, because even in first grade, I felt the drive to excel in school, to get positive attention from my parents, because that's all I could control at that point. Wow. And I love this stuff, because when we know, we can do something about it, right? The more you know. When this stuff is illuminated, that's when we have the opportunity to do something about it and make a shift, make a change. Danny, I so appreciate you. Thank you. Dina says, "I refuse to age or grow up ever. We all feel very similar." Yeah, we really do. It's so and again, it just speaks to magnetism. It speaks to when you are your authentic self, you attract people that are like you as well. Um, and I think that's why we all have so many shared experiences, why we all really understand each other because we've been through similar shit, because we're attracting each other because we're on the same vibe. Elizabeth says, "I've always said it about myself. I'm 51 and I'm such a child." Elizabeth, yes, I so relate to that. And it's like, it's so frustrating because I'm like, I'm not immature. I have my own business. I've been running it for years. I have a podcast. I'm a coach. I have my shit together somewhat. And then there's other ways where I have no shit together at all. The shit is nowhere near each other, much less together. And it's just so interesting. But honestly, like this conversation and this realization and meditation has really just opened my eyes. I always knew that that was kind of a deal, but now I really see like that trauma froze me there. I want like, and the other thing, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I fucking hated being in Colorado and I wanted to be in California so bad. The other thing is that my stepdad worked for United, so we were able to fly back a lot. So I came back a lot. So I would spend like a lot of my school breaks here, or we'd come just for the weekend. So it was almost like I just saw that guy. Remember, I got you $1. Oh, not fast enough, right? Like it's just like dangling in front of my face and then taken away, dangling in front of my face and taken away. And I was never okay. Like I spent 20 years in Colorado pining, longing, hating every moment, just dying to be back here, just knowing that everything that was missing and I was missing out on, and all the stuff that I didn't get to experience, and all the stuff that my cousins were doing and what they got to do, and like it just was such a constant like I fucking am not where I want to be and it's not fair and I can't do anything and I hate it here. That's like, and it was like that for years and years and years and years. And it just grew into such like anger and resentment toward my life and just everything. And I just was expelling that anger outward all the time onto anybody that I could for a long time. And, you know, I'm a sassy girl. I'm a sassy girl. So like me in a perpetual state of anger is just not like the best person to be around. And it's why I devote my life now to using my words for good and using my words to heal and using my words to help people, because for so long I was so driven by like that anger and the resentment and just the feeling of loss and grief and not being able to do anything about it and being misunderstood and being lost and lonely. You know, it just was like, so I was so mad. I was so fucking pissed for so many years. Um, and we talked about before, I was an atheist too on top of that, right? So I had no faith, no positive energy. I didn't even know what positive and negative meant in that year when I lost my cousin. It was almost like that me I could have been, it died with her because it would never be the same again. I'll never be, and even now to this day, it's like I'm here, but she's not here. It's still fucking empty in a way, you know? So um that's just me. Anyways, again, not saying this to like to dump on you, just share, because I feel like so many people think they go through this, like they go through this shit alone and they think they're not, that not everybody's feeling the way they are. And I just want to tell you, we're all feeling like this. As a coach who talks to people, I can tell you everybody feels like this in their own way. We all have this version of like the big bad within or whatever, like this, the sadness or the darkness or the pain or the trauma or the history or the past or the thing that holds us back or whatever. Shantae says, wow, your shirt has sleeves. Yes, and oh wait, my little, this thing's sticking out. You're not supposed to see that part. That's part of the illusion. Let's tuck that in there. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness. I love you guys so much. Mimi says, damn, Roxy, you really hit a nerve with me today. Good. I hope that you mean that in a good way. And it has to be a good way, right? Like this is on my mind because it's on our mind. It's on our hearts, on our spirits. We're sharing this together. And August says, this story reminds me a lot of Anna Akana, excuse me. She lost her sister when she was really young, and she turned to comedy and performing and self-development. There you go. Got to fill the void with something, honestly. Yeah. And like, I idolized my cousin. Like, I loved her. She was the coolest girl. And I don't mean that just like, oh, she's so cool. No, like, she was literally the coolest girl in school. Everybody wanted to be friends with her. Like, you had to be allowed to like to hang out with her and her friends. I mean, looking back, it's like, it's not the best. Like, it's kind of mean girl behavior. But at the time, like, you want to be friends with Jacqueline. Like, everybody wants to be friends with Jacqueline. And she was my cousin. And even though I was weird, I was her cousin. So it was like, I kind of got a pass. And then I just loved her. And we had the best time together. We had such a bond. And like, she was so funny. And like, she was a Capricorn. I love Capricorn bitches. And we just had such a fucking cool relationship. And so again, definitely the word, it sucks, really sucks. But there isn't any but, it just is. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks when that's like the person that you've known since birth, like since like she was 10 months older than me, so we were very close in age, same grade and same school before I left. Sorry, I didn't know I was going to be talking about myself today so much, everybody. I'm processing. Thank you for being here as I process. But again, that's why I'm sharing it, is because I know we're going through it, and I want it to be normalized. And I want you to know that it's cool to feel these things, to find these things, to work through them, to change them, to shift them, to forgive them, to love them, to grow from them, to whatever the fuck you want to do for them. It's just about awareness, I think, and really understanding who you are and what's going on within you so that you can manifest who you want to be and create the reality that you want. Without this knowledge and without this understanding of yourself and what's in the way and what you're creating by default, then you just kind of get stuck in your own box. You kind of get locked in a cage that you can't really get out of because you're creating it unknowingly. Hi, Jamie. We got 2 Jamies in the chat today. Hi, TT. Thank you. You're so sweet. Elizabeth, I so thank you, babe. I know. And he said, Coach Roxy needs to hear it too sometimes. Roxy is here for everyone, and we are here for you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And, and I'm a human. I am, I've always just wanted to share my, what I'm going through so that you would know like how you can do it too, or there's a way that someone's doing it, or like someone else is going through it too. It's always been important to me to share that. Rebecca, I love you. Says your Capricorn moon shines out all the time. You're a Cap goddess too. Thank you. And I think that's why I love Capricorn. I always get along with Cap. Me and Capricorn women have the same kind of bitch. And I know it sounds weird, but like I don't know, there's something about it. And I'm just like, oh, I like you. I like you. You're feisty. We have like something, there's like some sort of feistiness that I find like I've had so many close people, like women in my life that have been Capricorns and Sagittarius. So it's like Capricorns and Sages. All of my closest friends for the most part are Capricorns and Sagittarius. Both my parents are Sagittarius, by the way, and so is my husband, and obviously his twin brother. Like 2 of my best friends, several of my best friends are Capricorns. We're all like clustered. Okay. Whew. I know I've been talking about myself a lot. I appreciate you when you're here with me and letting me be a part of the group growing too. August loves a Capricorn too. I know, of course you do. Shantae says, it's nice being here together. Honestly, a couple of years ago, making coloring books and dollhouses were not my priorities. But if you feel them and it feels good, then it should be, right? Tiffany, you're a Sag Cap cusp. Of course you are. And Dina, aren't you too? Ryland's a Capricorn. Like, I think actually Ryland's like on the cusp too. I think her birthday's like the day after Christmas. Well, she's close. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. It's time to focus. Tiffany says, I felt that way about my BFF. She was tall, fit, hazel eyes, great clothes, the latest and greatest everything. Our lives took different paths, but it crushed me when she passed in 2021. Tiffany, stop it. You better stop having the same life as me. Jacqueline passed in 2011. And it still sucks just as much. Anybody that's, I'm sure we've all dealt with grief. It sucks. We know. Mimi, you're a feisty Libra. Okay, so Falcone says, do you meditate right after waking up or just after your morning routine? It's like part of my morning routine. So I do coffee first, and then I listen to, so I'll put on like a positive something or other. Right now it's Amanda Francis, so I've been listening to her stuff in the morning. So I listen to her stuff while I'm making the coffee and drinking my coffee. I write down my goals, and then best case scenario, then I meditate. So I like to wake up a little bit, but not too much. So the best place for me is like after I've had my coffee, after I've had a little bit of positive content going in my ear, and then after I've done my goals. That's when I like to meditate. If I do it the next thing, then that's to me the best way. And then on the days that I work out first and then I meditate. Because I have to work out like as soon as I possibly can so that it gets done for the day and I'm not like putting it off all day. Okay, so Leanne, oh, I love you, says, I listened to 360 Module 3 while I was making my coffee this morning. Yay. And then did the meditation while I was walking Zen. Yay, hold on, I'm going to screen cap that real fast. Okay, yes. Please give this chat a like if you can. That'd be cool. Oh, Shanti says, I love the shorts you've been making. Thank you, Shanti. I'm so glad. Yay, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm trying to, my friend Tara, she like, I mean, obvious. I don't know why it was obvious she had to say this to me, but she's told me this like when we were talking about the chili thing. She was like, where's your biggest audience? And I was like, YouTube. And she's like, you should be putting up a short every single day. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't I realize that? But like, what? How did I not put that together? Thanks, Tara. So we can thank Tara for that. So I'm gonna be trying to put out more shorts and more reels, and switching up my marketing on Instagram. If you're interested in, if you're somebody who has a business or you want to monetize your passions, you want to start making money from what you love to do, you don't want to work for anybody anymore, I'm hosting a 20K months masterclass tomorrow, and I'm going to take you through the steps that you can take and that I've taken to create 20K months in my business and sustain that for years. So and more, right? So this is about the foundational, getting this going, getting it to a place where it's recurring and it's natural and normal, helping you kind of set your business up so that it runs for you and allows you the space to kind of grow that way. So the 20K months masterclass is happening tomorrow inside of the BBD Club. You do have to be a member to access it, but the membership is only $59 a month. So you can cancel at any time. $59 if you have not joined BBD. You can scan the little scanny doodle in the corner. You can also go to bigbeautifuldreamsclub.com. Leanne, I'm going to put the link, pin this to the chat. Could have done that hours ago, but it's okay. August says, are we thinking of the same Tara? Yes, that is the same Tara. I guess there is another Tara, but we're not currently She's someone I used to work with back in the day. But yes, that's the only Tara in my life. Manifesting meeting her in November. Is that for a con? Tell her I said hi. So Lucita says, "Yay, I may have to watch the replay instead, but I'm so excited, looking forward to it." Yep, the replay will be so this is the other thing. The replay is gonna live inside of the BBD club. Yeah, I think it'll stay. And that's part of the reason why I'm raising the price. I'm like, as I'm adding more things, it's just the value of it is going up, and also personal reasons. I wanna raise I'm like, people need to realize what's in this thing. So it's just feeling like it should go up. I've just been feeling calling. Leanne's been telling me for months. So I'm finally kind of coming around to the idea, like, okay, I think it's time. So I will be raising the price on BBD Club soonish. I don't know when. I don't have a date. Probably by the end of the year, I will say. So if you join now, you get locked in at that rate. So as long as you remain a member, you're locked in at the current rate that you have. So if you're a founding member, your membership is $49 a month. So if you stay, it'll stay that price even when the price goes up. Leanne's like, plus you get access to 3 masterclasses and monetize your dreams. And there's also a Q&A with Roxy on Wednesday. I know, that's why I'm saying it's so good. So tomorrow is the 20K masterclass. If you're interested in joining that, it's inside the BBD Club, bigbeautifuldreams.com. And then Wednesday is the BBD Q&A. So we'll be getting together on Zoom, and you'll be able to ask me your questions about business and mindset and marketing and all that good stuff. Homework this week. August, Fan Expo in San Francisco. Yes. She's awesome. She's awesome, and she really, really loves her fans. Like, genuinely loves them. So she's a really good person to be a fan of. Like, she's not like secretly shitty behind the scenes, which is cool. I don't really know anybody that's like that, but she's not. Okay, so homework this week. Arrested Development. That's what I heard in my head. All right, our homework is Arrested Development this week. Elizabeth, thank you for complimenting my eyeliner. I've had the best time getting my eyeliner straight recently, so thank you. I'll just leave it at that. It's so easy. It goes on so easy. It takes like 2 seconds an eye. They're always even perfectly. They're the perfect size I want them to be to start with. I'm like, I refuse to have like a round eyeliner wing. It has to be like as crispy as possible. So they end up being so fucking huge because I keep having to refine the edge to make it pointy. Okay. Oh, Jamie and Elizabeth, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. You're so sweet. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Homework is going to be Arrested Development work. So what I want you to do is we're going to go into meditation. If you know the age and the event, good. Michelle says lines sharp enough to cut. Damn right. That's that Scorpio in me. If you know where the moment is in your childhood, cool. If you don't know, you're going to start by asking and just literally, I want to see the moment where everything shifted for me. I want to see the moment where I lost faith. I want to see the moment where I stopped being a child, something like that, whatever like resonates with you. I want you to go to that moment. Two things. One, you need to apply love. So that's the first thing they want to say. Go there and apply love. Number 2, I want you to look at all of the things, all of the positive things that have stemmed from that experience. Meaning, obviously, like we know the negative stuff. We just spent the whole time talking about the stuff we don't like about it. But I want you to go in and contemplate all of the positives that have been birthed from this, who you had to be, rising to the occasion because of this, and the trajectory that you're on now. Like I said with mine, I don't know that I would have done this work if I had stayed in California. I might have eventually come around to it. Um, but I certainly know for sure that what I did experience created in me something that needed to look for, or would actually, no, that's not that, because it wasn't me looking for it. It came to me. It was the thing that needed to be shown light. I didn't know what it meant. Like I said, I didn't know what positive and negative even meant. It made no sense. Like, it was just like in one ear and out the other. Like, it was a different language. It just, like, I didn't even register. When people would talk about being negative or whatever, I didn't get that. I didn't understand what it meant. And going through what I went through allowed me to be shown the light, and allowed me to work in the light and be in the light and become the light. So I want you to go back to that moment. Go back to the moment where it felt like everything good was taken away, or the veil was lifted. I want you to apply love to that version and to yourself there in that space. And I also want you to look at the timeline of your life after that, and look at all of the things that have come about that are a positive to you and a good thing and have led you where you are, so that we can start again making it not the thing that where everything went bad, but the thing that allowed us to become who we are, and the place that now we can return to. Like, remember last week we were talking about like the saves in a game or whatever, when you're playing a game and it saves your spot. It's kind of like that. Like, maybe we can return to those moments and tap into that version of us, into that energy, and bring that forward into life again, into this life. So that is your homework. Please share your experiences with us next week. Tomorrow is the 20K Months Masterclass happening inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club. Also, Synergy members automatically get Big Beautiful Dreams membership. So that's part of Synergy membership, is that you're enrolled in Big Beautiful Dreams Club automatically. So if you're thinking about joining 360, if you want more of my help, if you'd like to dive a little bit deeper into what we've been talking about today, you want a community around you to support you, Synergy is a good spot. I'm just going to pop the Synergy thing up real fast, actually, if you want to scan it. Synergy is my monthly membership that has coaching with me. And right now we're in the 360 group program. You also get access to all of my courses and programs, private events. Damn. Sorry, did you hear that? Damn. Sorry, someone was peeling through my neighborhood. Synergy. Yeah, so Synergy is a community space that allows you to access all of my work closely with like-minded people like yourself who are manifesting their desires. We are in 360 right now, so you're having live access to that program with coaching with me, plus private events throughout the month, including, we had tarot night the other night, and then Leanne's been leading a book club as well. So um and that's because normally we have accountability night, and we have accountability built into 360. So Leanne's been using what we normally would do for accountability to do book club, because that's something that she's been passionate about. So Synergy is gets you BBD plus another level of access to my programs, to coaching with me, and beyond that. And then soon I'm going to be launching my mastermind. I'm really fucking excited. I'm just going to give you guys a high level. I'm working on, should I even say this? Is it too soon to say that? I'm going to hold off on one of the things I was about to say. I'm going to hold back on one thing, but I'm really refining what I'm doing with my business and focusing on 3 levels of membership, 1 being BBD Club, 2 being Synergy, and then 3 being my mastermind that is coming. And so the mastermind will you'll get Synergy and BBD. So kind of like the thing where you get the membership below, essentially, not below, but the one before it, I should say. And mastermind people will have weekly calls with me, which I'm really fucking excited about because I'm so excited to like be weekly tapped into super inspiring people who are doing big shit. I'm like, cannot wait to launch this and really just kind of refining everything right now. So I'm in the process of refining the memberships that I have and creating the mastermind, which will be coming probably next month. So that's, if you've been interested in joining a mastermind, just letting you know that's going to be available soon. And then Synergy again is all the programs, all the courses, private time with me, and more. So that's happening in my world. If you want to work with me, you can, roxytalks.com. We're going to take so much loving care of ourselves that becoming the ideal version and stepping into that reality and living that life is not just a no-brainer, but it's just the obvious next step. And of course, you're going to live that life. Of course, you're going to be the person that you want to be. Of course, everything is going to work out in your favor. Of course, it's all going to come true and then some. Of course, you're going to have more than you thought and even more than that because we're choosing and we get to, and we're conscious manifestors, and we're making life be what we want it to be. So go within, find that point that changed the trajectory of your life. Go give yourself some love there, the version of you that's there. And then also let's start shining light on all of the good that has come because of this thing that may not have seemed so good in the beginning, but that's okay because we're going to decide what it means. Lucida says, we can always upgrade from BBD to Synergy, right? Yes, Lucida. Okay, I'm so glad you asked that, Lucida. And thank you for asking. I should have said this myself. The other thing is that if you want to upgrade into the next membership, we will roll your payments over. So anything that you're paying for, any program that you have or membership that you have can be rolled over into a Synergy membership, and then you can jump right into whatever we're doing. So like I said, right now we're in 360. So if you were to join Synergy right now, then you just get access to 360. And there's a group call on Thursday. So Mimi, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh. Whew. Nina, hi Nina. We're just about to pop off. I so appreciate you said finally caught alive. I know, and then I'm getting ready to jump off. But we're here every Monday. I go live generally around 3-ish p.m. PST. That's what time we've been kind of doing it lately. And we're always here. Tomorrow I'm hosting the 20K months masterclass inside of the Big Beautiful Dreams Club, bigbeautifuldreams.com. $59 a month to join. You can cancel anytime. That's happening tomorrow in there. And then Wednesday is our BBD Q&A. So you actually also get a Q&A with me the next day, which is really good for the masterclass. So anything we cover in the masterclass, if you have questions, we're doing a Q&A the next day. And any payment plans that you're on for any program or membership can be rolled into a Synergy membership as well. So I love you all so much. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, we went 2 hours. How does this happen? I put on my schedule, I'm like 1 hour. And then it's like 2 hours. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being vulnerable with me. Thank you for letting me be vulnerable with you. Thanks for being a part of our community and just letting us have this space to be ourselves and be honest and be true and look at our feelings and look at our history and let it be more than enough. Let ourselves be more than enough. Let our dreams be big and our hearts be open, our spirits be free, and our connection to each other stronger than ever. I don't know where that came from. But I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see the BBD members, anybody who wants to join me tomorrow for the 20K masterclass, 3:30 p.m. PST. I mean, you can pretty much join like up until the moment, and pop in there. It's going to be inside of the group. So if you go to the events tab inside the BBD club, it's right there. You can just join it right from inside the group there. So I love you all. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow if you're on the masterclass, and I'll see you next Monday. If not, I love you and appreciate you. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you.